Hi again. I decided to add another video to this tutorial series, and the reason for that is that I just feel like the other videos are too theoretical. I don't know, they just feel so plain and raw. So with this video, I'm gonna try and give you a more practical example about the usage of MethodQ and its integration into your projects. Um, So yeah, I'm actually creating this for the first time without the voiceover, so please excuse me if I make any mistakes or pauses during the video. And I know this sounds stupid, and I know all the people on YouTube say the same thing, but English is not my primary language, so yeah, bear with me. I'm gonna try and give my best nonetheless, and I actually don't think it's because of the language skills. I just don't know what to say sometimes. Anyway, so let's get started. So this is what I had in mind. A small Unity test scene with a horrible floor in it and an even worse door. I'm not the greatest artist around, but I do create art sometimes, but I'm not very creative when it comes to example art. Um, and I don't know, it seems to be periodical. Sometimes I'm just in this programming mood for months, and vice versa when I'm modeling and creating art and textures. I'm not even capable of writing a single line of code. It just comes and goes. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the idea behind this whole test scene is that when the user presses the O key, this door opens up and automatically closes itself after a delay of 3 seconds. So to do this, we start off by creating a component, which we will call door behavior. Then we open it up in Visual Studio. And the first thing we're gonna do is get rid of this ugly indentation style and then store our transform. And we're gonna call it cast transform. Then we need a method queue, obviously. So for that, we're going to type in using method queue. This is our namespace. Um, you need this namespace in all scripts that use or access method queue. And we're going to create a method queue component and give it the serialize field attribute. This way it's going to appear in the doors inspector without being public. And then we need the doors initial position. We will call it closed position as that makes more sense. And that door is initially closed. And obviously the open position. And by the way, we're not animating these. We are gonna just snap the door's position radically to the open and closed position. As I said, um, for the scope of this tutorial, we're just gonna stick to crappy art. So yeah, under start, we're gonna assign the transform. And then we are gonna create a method called toggle. Actually, we're gonna create them separately. And under open door, we are going to set our door's position to the open position. And then we are going to add the closed door method call to the method queue. So this basically tells us that the close door call is immediately added to the method queue with a delay of 3 seconds after the door has been opened. And when closing the door, we just set the position back to closed position. All right, now comes the input checking part. And I bet you know this already. Put get key down. Open door. Yes. Save. And now we're gonna test it. And before testing, we have to assign the MethodQ component to the MethodQ variable inside the door inspector. All right. Now we can test it out. And if I press O, door's gonna open and immediately close 3 seconds after opening it. If you want a precise measurement, I can try and yeah, I kind of knew this wasn't gonna work, but you can count to 3 if you really want to. Um, so that's that. Or maybe there's one more thing I can show you, which is the fact that I can create all this with a simple lambda expression. Or rather, we just create one method for opening the door and close door just to demonstrate that MethodQ also accepts lambda expressions. We just, instead of adding a call to close door, we can just delete this, and this one we're gonna replace with a simple lambda, within which we're gonna do the same thing as in the strongly typed method. Equals to the closed position. Format to make it look nice. And press O, and the thing just works. Fantastic. I hope that you have learned something from this video and that you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.